Take a look at the reach difference. That is a huge difference at 62.5 to 69, but it's the kicks. The kicks are going to be the difference. That's what you need to look for.
Go. And the bell in round one. Colby Fletcher in the blue gloves. Valerie Loureda in the red gloves. Loureda telling us that she would love to author her first victory with a beautiful Taekwondo kick, but Fletcher immediately putting the leather on Loreda's face, and Loureda quick to respond, spinning hook kicks. And John, a fast start to this flyweight fight.
Both girls are giving no ground. They're both saying, I am not going to back up. I am going to come forward, and that's what you're seeing.
For the uninitiated, Taekwondo, a Korean martial art, emphasis on high kicks, jumping and spinning kicks, fast kicking techniques. It's all about the kick, but Loureda in her amateur career has already exhibited grappling techniques, a solid wrestling base. So again, the work at ATT paying dividends to get her here.
No doubt about it, and that is exactly what you're looking at. Axe kick coming in there.
Taekwondo style.
But the one thing you've got to give credit to with Valerie is she put herself in the hardest position ever. She went to ATT. She's working out with people like Amanda Nunes, Nina Ansaroff, Kayla Harrison, two-time Olympic gold medalist. She's getting her butt kicked in the gym.
Puts together a good three-punch combination.
So when she gets inside this cage, there's nothing she hasn't seen.
Loreda's maturity belies her youth. Again, just 20 years of age, and what a start to this fight. Both of them chucking the leather. A minute and a half has elapsed in the first round.
Good work of circling out by Valerie Loureda, but you can look at Colby. She's very composed, she's very calm, she's doing her thing. Both girls are right now starting to settle into this fight.
And while Loureda trained by her father for a large part of her career before moving on to American Top Team to start her MMA studies, Fletcher trained by her stepfather, Ty Pilgrim, a luta libre black belt. And man, they are belting each other here in round one.
They are, and you talk about Colby Fletcher being trained by Ty. Ty is not in her corner, and I talked to him about that, and he told me, he goes, John, I don't want to be in her corner because look I care about her, and I might not make the right decisions. I have people in place to give her the right information. I'm going to be sitting on the outside.
Focus on the face of Valerie Loureda, and John, again, just talk about, you know, let alone being under the bright lights here at Bellator MMA, sold out Mohegan Sun, but to make your professional debut and welcome it, she demanded it. She's 20 years of age, and she believes her time is now. And boy, she's putting together a good combination. Body kick, ground and pound, hammer fist, and Valerie Loureda putting it on Colby Fletcher. Referee McDonald giving Fletcher all kinds of time, but what a debut for Valerie Loureda, a masterful performance.
Taekwondo is so kick-oriented that the hands are not something that they train at the same level as those kicks, but you could see she set everything up with those hands. It was hiding the kick behind the hands that got Colby to the ground, and then you see her hammer fisting. Now that doesn't look very technical, but trust me, a hammer fist creates a ton of power. And all of those shots are heavy shots that Valerie Loureda is putting on Colby Fletcher to end that fight. What you're looking at here, unbelievable record at 20-0. 20-9 is still great, but that 76-inch reach compared to the 73, Erick Silva needs to come inside. He needs to get the fight to the ground. That's where he can get his win.
Fight! And the reason I say that as we begin with the two fighters touching gloves is that both Silva and Amosov have 12 first-round finishes. Erick Silva's in the blue gloves, the undefeated Yaroslav Amosov in the red gloves.
Normally Silva does start off very fast in his fights, so expect for him to explode somewhere here early.
Kick to the lead leg by Silva, testing the waters early. Silva already showing Amosov a different look, switching to southpaw.
Right back
again. Quick exchange on the inside. Amosov, an adrenaline junkie who loves extreme sports. It doesn't get more extreme than stepping into the cage to try to make a living, John.
Not against someone like Erick Silva. You're in here. Sometimes you look and go, that was a nice left hook over the top.
Yeah, left hook over the top by Amosov, and there was a left hook that grazed the forehead of Amosov by Silva.
This is what happens with Amosov. The longer the fight goes, the more he gets into a rhythm, and a rhythm of a stand-up fighter, technically correct, and then switching it into grappling situations at his will.
Amosov with a Sambo background, a longtime fan of former Pride Fighting Championships heavyweight title holder Fedor Emelianenko, and well, Silva already producing some plasma from Amosov's face.
That was a big right hand that Silva landed too.
Good combination by Silva.
I like the fact that I'm seeing Erick Silva actually slow himself down in this opening round. Be calm, be in a position where he's composed, and look for his shots.
2 minutes have elapsed here in the opening round. Silva with a right uppercut on the inside as Amosov came forward. Amosov delivering a knee on the break. Pause the jab. Oh, right cross connected for Amosov. Amosov started martial arts training at the age of 15. His motivation, well, it should be everyone's motivation. He wants to be a world champion, and of course, a welterweight world Grand Prix continues tonight in the main event between Michael Venom Page and Paul Daley.
Momentarily, but Silva popping right back to his feet. That shows you the athleticism that Erick Silva has. He got himself back to his feet. Now he's just looking for that underhook to get himself back to a position. Now they're even again. And
Amosov has shown throughout his career that he has solid striking fundamentals, very sharp boxing, excellent kicks, and a solid defense to boot.
He does, and you saw on that takedown, you saw the technicality that he has in his wrestling ability and his wrestling takedowns.
And while Silva's impressed with Amosov's skills, he believes that he has an unfair advantage when it comes to experience. But experience also equals a lot of miles on the odometer. Hard miles when you recall the fights like the one he had against Matt Brown in the UFC.
Yeah, it's those fights that you have. And look, it was an incredible war between Silva. Silva almost had Matt Brown out of that fight. But those are the ones that put dents into your vehicle. And sometimes you can't get those dents out. Didn't look like much, but that was a nice overhand right that Amosov landed that actually, it buzzed Silva a little bit. You can see by his reaction. Both guys are fighting very tight, very composed. There's
good counter right hand. Nice counter right by Silva.
Silva needs to stop that big overhand looping right.
And we've
seen Amosov he's in that position where he's starting to read what Silva is doing.
And what I like about Silva tonight, not necessarily dropping his head and leading with that overhand right that we've seen many times throughout his career.
Starting to lunge in with his shots instead of sliding his feet and moving properly with footwork. He's starting to make big lunges, and those big lunges can get you into trouble.
Second round.
The bell and round two. Amosov and Silva touch gloves. Amosov very confident in all of his skills. Just 25, but again, 20-0, 8 knockouts, 9 submissions. So well-rounded. And he, wow, it's tagged there. He was telling us he doesn't believe anyone can take him down. Well, Silva very capable of knocking him down.
Anyway, he put him down there, got right back up. But it's the fact that you're looking at Silva had him in a position where he could put him into a grappling situation and decided, nope, I want to be on my feet. I'm feeling comfortable here.
Amosov flashing the jab, moving back. Silva sitting down, she lands a short right uppercut on the inside. Silva has never been submitted A Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo black belt. Spinning back kick just misses for Silva.
Like how Silva is taking the center of that cage, and he is making his movements now nice and controlled. But here
And
goes
the takedown by Amosov immediately gets back control. But Silva able to get back up on his feet quickly. And Silva balancing on one leg, but Amosov able to, again, be tenacious with the takedown, now feeding Silva. Series of right hands.
Amosov doing a good job of entwining that leg. He's got the body lock on Silva. Silva needs to fight those hands, get him separated. Now start to stand himself up once those hands are open.
Amosov has one hook in. Ideally would like to get two hooks in and flatten out Silva, but Silva sitting up, trying to defend the right hand attack of Amosov. Oh, and that right hand underneath the armpit caught Silva. We saw Dan Henderson do the same to Fedor Emelianenko very effectively.
In Chicago, and those are the ones when you don't see them. That's a very effective shot. A lot of guys are looking to come from underneath the arm because it's impossible for you to see that shot coming.
Midpoint of the round and the fight. Yaroslav Amosov, 1-0 in Bellator, 20-0 overall against Erick Silva. UFC veteran making his long-awaited Bellator MMA debut. But Amosov controlling Silva, and I mean, Silva just content to, now he finally turns in and tries to sit up. Oh, takedown by Amosov with authority.
And that's what we're talking about with Amosov, Mo. This guy can wrestle. He has got big takedowns. And it looks like, you know, Silva's just sitting there. He doesn't want to be there. He is feeling a pressure that we can't feel, and he knows that I can't just stand up.
Amosov told us that he would be ready for anything, striking and wrestling, and living up to those words here. Coming up on the final 90 seconds of the second round, and Amosov all over Silva along the fence.
When we were looking at this fight, we were saying, you know, the one advantage that Silva has, if he ends up on the ground on top, we believed he had a distinct advantage. We did know that Amosov's wrestling had the ability to make it to where Silva was going to have to fight off his back, and that's what we're seeing.
And throughout Silva's career, used to seeing fast starts in the opening round, but a tendency to fade as the fight progresses, and it doesn't help when Amosov is expediting the process.
Yeah, you know, and there's a lot of fighters like that. You go all the way back, BJ Penn, a fast twitch muscle fiber athlete who started off very fast, but started to, you know, slow down as the fight went on. It's not that they're not in shape, they're just, their bodies react differently. They're fast twitch, they're not slow twitch, and to maintain that, it takes a lot.
And now at the age of 34, the body will react even more differently.
And especially when you got a guy on top of you that keeps on hitting you with a right hand over and over again. It's not that Erick Silva is being hurt here. He's not being hurt, but he is being diminished because he's having to work hard to get to positions. He's taking shots. Those shots start to stress his body, and eventually it starts to wear down your ability to fight the fight.
Silva, open guard, trying to use the fence for leverage. Silva fishing for some kind of submission attempt from the bottom.
Break. Fight. Last round.
Third and final round, Yaroslav Amosov, undefeated at 20-0, including a victory under the Bellator MMA banner. 34-year-old Erick Silva making his Bellator MMA debut, a veteran, fighting in his, well, 31st professional MMA contest. And what adjustments does Silva have to make to rebound here in the final round, John?
Well, just like what you saw him just do, he just landed a very good, hard leg kick, back Amosov off. It actually made Amosov switch his stance from the stand-up. If this is where you want to be, start attacking that front leg, make him weak. If you can, get the fight to the ground, be on top, and go for that submission.
Amosov tried to change levels. Silva said, no thanks. There's a straight right hand that pops Silva head back, and a great entry. So Amosov setting up the takedown attempt with that right hand, changes levels, goes for the takedown attempt, and now has Silva's back.
Exactly right, Moro, and you're looking at, that's the transitional game that we've been talking about that Amosov has shown us. He is very good in the stand-up, but he transitions to the wrestling very well, and he has got good technique when he goes to take somebody down. Getting a high crotch here. Oh, missed it. Silva was thinking about kneeing. He did it. Good job by Erick Silva in that.
Silva looking for the guillotine. There's a body kick on the exit by Amosov.
Both fighters are looking a little bit tired, a little bit wobbly on the legs.
Well, Amosov finding himself in the midst of the longest period of inactivity of his career. So back here tonight for the second time in the Bellator cage, and of course, with his credentials, an impressive victory here.
Nice entry on that takedown.
Another impressive takedown, and you know Amosov wants to become a serious player in the welterweight division.
And right now, we use the fence to get up, but when you're in this position, in that half guard, with him sitting on that leg, it makes it very difficult because you can't get your leg out to help you get up. Erick Silva needs to get that leg moving so he gets his knee at least in between Amosov's legs, so when he decides to try to get up, he has something to swing underneath it.
Amosov telling us that he would love to be the first person to make Erick Silva tap. Well, Amosov tapping Silva's face with a series of left hands.
If there's one thing I don't think you're going to ever see out of Erick Silva, he is not going to tap.
Takedown by Amosov.
But he's being worn down by a guy who has got a very good wrestling-based technique in keeping himself heavy and on top of his opponent.
Yeah, Amosov wearing Silva down like a virus here, under 2 minutes remaining in the final round. Amosov just clinging to Silva.
Not only clinging, look at the leg position and look what he's doing in controlling him. That's why Silva's not just getting up. He can't.
Yeah, but
that leg is not there for him.
And yet you wonder, because Silva, again, it's trying here now against the fence, but real estate is not favorable, and you know it's all about location, Tom, but Silva's finding it tough against Amosov tonight.
Well, he's finding it tough because Amosov is creating hard situations for him, and he's getting himself close, but as he spends the energy to get himself back to his feet, Amosov, look at that hand. He's got that gable grip around the body. It's going to be hard for him to break down and get free.
And another takedown employed by Amosov.
And what you're looking at, sometimes there's guys, more, I'm telling you, once they get their hands together, Gregor Gillespie gets his hands together, and Amosov gets his hands together, it's like it's impossible to get them apart.
It's like trying to break open a pistachio nut. 45 seconds left in this welterweight contest, and another takedown by Amosov. Wash, rinse, repeat.
You know, and this is that grimy fight that I was talking about, where you look and you go, man, he's trying. He spent a lot of energy in trying to get himself back up, and now he's just exhausted to the point where it's not something you can just snap to.
And Yaroslav Dynamo Amosov appears to be cruising to his 21st consecutive MMA win.
Stop. Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your three judges at cage side. Your first judge, Sal D'Amato, scores the fight 29-27, while judges Dave Peabody, Erick Colon, both see the fight the same, 29-28. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, still undefeated Yaroslav Dynamo Amosov.
Take a look at the numbers here. Both have very good records. 6'4" to 6'2", it's that 82-inch reach. Minakov has dealt with long fighters in the past. Can he get inside on Kongo?
Hey. The bell and round one, former Bellator heavyweight champion Vitaly Minakov in the blue gloves, Cheick Kongo in the red gloves. Minakov has 13 victories via first-round knockout or submission. Kongo has 10 victories via first-round KO or submission, and Kongo already tasting some of Minakov's striking proficiency.
Yeah, that right hand, it was just a little sliver off of landing exactly where it needed to be. Kongo is, you can see, very flat-footed. That's telling you that he's worried about Minakov coming in on him. So he's trying to plant his feet, look for Minakov to come in and try to counter.
Minakov comes in on Kongo, unloads a right hand before Minakov smartly controls that hand. Minakov telling us he's always looking to get the finish when he fights. Well, the first time they met, they went the 5-round distance. What a fight that was, controlled and dominated by Vitaly Minakov.
It was, you know, the one difference is Cheick Kongo is really, he's changed as a fighter. He came into MMA, he came in as a kickboxer, a very strong striker. He still has that, but he has become a very good and very hard wrestler who uses that wrestling to control his opponents. The problem in facing Minakov is just a little bit better with that wrestling, and Kongo cannot control him the same as he does his other opponents.
Kongo against the fence. Minakov bouncing that right hand off of Kongo's shoulder and just misses with that right hand before he closes the gap. A knee just grazes the body. Now Kongo unloading some strikes.
Nice counterattack by Cheick Kongo here.
Those knees up. Stop. Time. Time. Turn around. Look at me. Look at me. You just clip the top of it. It's okay. Just sit tight and wait here, okay?
And a knee strike does it again here.
And look at, you know, I don't mean to say anything, but Cheick Kongo many, many times in this position ends up bringing a knee up inside, hitting an area that he should be targeting away from. And, you know, he's upset that he got stopped. No, that was the right call. He ended up striking an area that is a foul.
And he'll have 5 minutes to recover.
I want him to take his time and relax. It's okay.
Luckily, that did not land with the same power and effectiveness of what occurred last night to poor Sergei Kharitonov.
And Minakov telling Minakov that he has warned Kongo, deemed it an accidental knee to the groin.
The one thing that's happening off of this is Kongo is losing the position that he got by getting Minakov against the fence. Now he's back to that open cage.
Considering what happened, I'm sure Minakov thinks that's okay.
Oh, no, Minakov is happy with it. I'm not sure Kongo's happy, and he lost a position that he actually feels strong in.
Minakov lead right uppercut connects. They clinch. Midpoint of the opening round. Minakov putting all its weight on Cheick Kongo along the fence. Kongo able to create separation. Backs up to the center of the cage. Is on his back foot.
Minakov loading up that right hand, but he's starting to go to the well too many times, in my opinion. Look at, you've got another hand, you've got other ways of attacking. He keeps throwing the right hand. Cheick's going to start to catch on to everything that's going on and counter that attack.
Inside low kick by Kongo, under 2 minutes left in the first frame. High stakes. An opportunity to challenge for the Bellator heavyweight title. Currently held by Bellator double champion Ryan Bader's also the light heavyweight kingpin. Minakov has Kongo down. Minakov looking for that front choke.
Kongo doing a good job getting himself back to his feet. Needed to be careful of staying out of that guillotine, but that was good work by Cheick Kongo to move himself right back up.
Minakov has a guillotine choke submission on his record. Again, 7 submission wins. 5 of his 21 victories have come in Bellator. Escapes from the fence. Coming up on the final 60 seconds of the opening round.
You see Cheick trying to read what Minakov is doing so he can counter here.
Minakov just misses with that right hand. Kongo misses with a right and a right uppercut as Minakov countered. There's a knee up the middle by Kongo with Minakov pinned to the fence. Half-minute remaining in this first round.
And you got to look, you know, this round is still up for grabs. All it's going to take is one good shot, one good series that could sway a judge's opinion.
20 seconds! 20 seconds!
Kongo backing up, Minakov coming forward, but out of range for that right hand. And again, from long distance, Minakov missing with the right, maybe a ploy just to get on the inside. Bell in round 2, Big John has the unofficial scorecard after 1.
After 1, I mean, it's a close round and not a whole lot of good shots were landed, but at least Minakov was the one trying to press the fight, so I give him the round 10-9.
Minakov continuing to walk down Kongo. Kongo keeping him at bay with that jab. Minakov allowing Kongo to use lateral movement to his right. Kongo's able to circle away from the fence because of it and land that outside low kick.
And he has that right hand cocked and loaded and ready to go, and I wish he would throw it. There are times that there's openings and you're seeing Minakov with his left hand down low, and when he throws that right hand, you're going to see he doesn't bring that left hand up to defend, and that right hand counter will land.
But Minakov allowing Kongo to escape, has to do a better job of trying to cut off the real estate.
Yeah, right now you're seeing he's falling. There he's starting to cut it off. But if you're following your opponent, all you're going to be doing is chasing someone down. It's not going to work for you. You've got to cut off that motion, cut off the movement, make him, force him into the fight.
Watching a heavyweight title eliminator fight, and the Nature Boy Ric Flair chant breaks out here at Mohegan Sun.
Again, you're looking at Kongo. He's got that right hand cocked, but he will not pull the trigger on it. I don't know why.
Too much styling and profiling, not enough chucking.
There you go. Cheick has got a very strong right hand, and he's just not using it. I don't know if he heard it early in the round, in the first round. Don't know what's going on with it, but he's not using it. Again, lunging in with that right hand. He's leaving openings for him to be countered, but it's just not happening with Kongo.
Close those fingers.
No play-by-play required.
When there's no action, it's difficult to say, well, he's doing a good job of this. That's a nice jab right there by Minakov, and he needs to be more active with that left hand. That would help set up that right hand that he keeps on trying to land.
Minakov continuing to try to land the right, but not setting it up, throwing naked shots out of range. And yet Kongo just continues to back up, and he's not throwing anything.
Nothing. And look at Moro, be honest. How many times have you seen Cheick Kongo throw that right hand here in the second round?
Can't remember.
Exactly. 0. He's faded with it.
You know, that's been the criticism for Cheick Kongo with all of his physical attributes, his lengthy career. He's recorded back-to-back stoppage wins in his last 2 fights, but has not always endeared himself to the masses. And I know it takes two to make a fight, but Minakov is coming forward.
Minakov is trying to fight. He's going forward, and you're seeing Cheick avoid in a way that he's not countering as Minakov comes in. So we have one guy trying to fight, one guy running for the fight.
And the Bluebirds out in full force with 60 seconds left in this second round. Minakov closing the gap. Kongo turning the tables, and finally Kongo unloads.
And you're looking saying, why were you not doing this, at least going after him at the beginning of the fight?
Knee up the middle by Kongo, left hand by Cheick. Kongo with 30 seconds left in the middle frame. Minakov continues to stalk Kongo. Kongo utilizing his footwork, avoiding the left counter right hand by Kongo. There's Minakov with an overhand right. Third round, straight ahead.
From the corner of Kongo, and Tiki giving him the idea of, look, he's saying that Minakov is tired. He's saying, look, you need to open up with all your tools. Telling someone.
Well, how do you do it?
Coming in and saying you won a round that you didn't fight for 4 minutes, that's not probably a smart thing to do.
Third and final round, former Bellator heavyweight champion Vitaly Minakov returning to Bellator after nearly 5 years. His last fight was a successful title defense against Cheick Kongo. That went 5-round distance. This one is only scheduled for 3.
There was a lot more action in that first fight than we're seeing here tonight.
And now Kongo attacking the lead leg.
Get aggressive. That kick is working. That will slow him down. That will open up your ability to hit him with that powerful right hand you have.
And he continues. Kongo chopping away at the lead leg of Vitaly Minakov. Minakov not returning fire yet, leading with the sweeping left hook that misses.
You know, one of the things that Kongo's corner did tell him was that Minakov is tired. I agree. He is tired.
And there, Minakov catches the kick and the takedown secured. And Kongo immediately trying to control the posture. Again, Minakov has 7 submission wins.
This is a difficult position for Kongo with a guy that can wrestle as well as Minakov can. He does have very good submission skills from Sambo, but being that he's not near the fence, it's going to be a hard position for Kongo to get up.
And Kongo made his MMA debut in 2001, winning via heel hook. 3 of his 29 victories have come via submission.
A lot of shoulder pressure right now for Minakov. He was looking for, I think, believe in Ezekiel from the top, then decided against it. And this right here, you know, as the fighter in Kongo, you've got to know, I've got to get out of here. I cannot sit here with this man on top of me in half guard and think I'm going to win this fight.
Final 2.5 minutes of this fight, a somnambulant affair, to say the least.
It's kind of funny, you hear some boos from the crowd and stuff. It's like, well, there's more action going on now than when they're in the stand-up. I'd rather see this by far. There's that choke going on. He's trying to stick that on. You see that left hand, slip it in, getting towards his Adam's apple area of his neck, and he's going to start to press down, creating a problem for Kongo to breathe.
And Minakov desperately trying to force Kongo to tap out here with 2 minutes left in the fight.
It's tight. I'm telling you right now, he's feeling it more. Now it's open. It is not a cover position. You're feeling a ton of pressure, and it does take away your ability to get that air. It's not the same as a blood choke. It is an absolute air choke.
It is the final 90 seconds of this heavyweight fight. Again, the winner in line to challenge Ryan Bader for the Bellator MMA heavyweight crown, a crown once held by Vitaly Minakov, and Minakov trying to do his best here to continue to wear down Kongo.
And if you're Ryan Bader and you're watching this, you're saying, oh, I see a lot of things that I can attack. There's a lot of things I'm seeing that I can do against both guys.
What about the tournament he had in that Grand Prix? Did he even get tagged?
I don't think he ever even took a shot.
A minute left in the fight.
Not bad, you can go through 3 professional MMA fights against top-tier competition and never be touched. I think the worst thing he got was the mat burns from the Mitrione fight.
45 seconds left.
Kongo holding onto the head. That will not get him up, and he's not going for a choke. You see Minakov going to block. What Kongo is now doing now, starting to get himself up. Minakov's got both legs, got his hands collapsed on both legs. It is not going to happen as far as getting away from him and being able to do anything in this fight.
Final 20 seconds. Kongo now opening up, right uppercut. Time clinch of the knee. Check Kongo trying to make up for lost time, but time is becoming his biggest enemy. Kongo unloading on Vitaly Minakov. And where was that outburst earlier in the fight?
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Dave Torelli, scores the fight 30-27, while judges Erick Cologne and Dave Peabody both see the fight the same 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Cheick Kongo.
Stage is set for another heavyweight rematch. Let's go to the tail of the tape.
Obviously, both guys are older fighters in their 40s, but as heavyweights, that's not a bad thing. Look at that reach, it's identical. Weight's just a little bit different.
Bring it on.
The bell and round 1. Mirko Cro Cop in the red gloves, Roy Nelson in the blue, and immediately Roy Nelson comes out, flashing the jab.
You're going to see Roy Nelson trying to back Mirko up. One of the things that has come out in fighting Mirko is you do not want to let him come forward. If you can back him up, it slows his progression and it slows his use of his leg kicks.
Of course, Mirko Cro Cop, a southpaw. Nelson wisely circling to his left to avoid that trademark left head kick. Nelson using that right hand as a decoy to close the distance.
Exactly what he's doing. But, you know, the one thing is, Mirko is not a guy that is easy to take down, be it by going after his legs or going for upper body control. He is an incredibly strong man. You can see the strength in his legs. You can see the strength in his back. He is not an easy guy to take down, and Roy's going to have to work hard to get it there.
Cro Cop involved in one of the most celebrated heavyweight title fights in MMA history, August 2005, when he fought Fedor Emelianenko for the Pride Heavyweight Championship, and Emelianenko came up with the winning blueprint.
No doubt about it. That was the time. You know, Mirko was a killer in Pride. He was going through wrecking everyone. He lost a couple of fights by making mistakes. He learned from those mistakes and then was killing everybody. Fedor was the first one that said you have to make him go backwards. He did that. He got the win, and he wrote the blueprint that a lot of guys have used to try to beat Mirko Cro Cop.
Cro Cop earlier landed a nice left uppercut on the inside. And Nelson now, Cro Cop using that overhook.
And what you're seeing is, you know, these couple of times that Roy has got inside, he's pressing. You've seen Mirko physically, strength-wise, just move him off, but you're not going to be able to do that throughout the whole fight. So Roy needs to keep doing what he's doing. Keep pressing, keep putting that pressure on him, and eventually that strength will start to wane. People forget that Roy Nelson has an outstanding ground game. He's a good wrestler.
I think he forgets sometimes.
Exactly, but his jiu-jitsu is phenomenal, especially when we talk about he is a top positional jiu-jitsu guy. When he's on top, his ability to create pressures, create situations, it is remarkable how good he is.
Cro Cop, left uppercut on the inside by Cro Cop.
That was a hard shot. That shows you that Roy Nelson still has that chin.
2 minutes left in the first round. Roy Nelson with one of the most durable chins in MMA history.
You can't take too many of those, though, Moro. They will add up fast.
Another left uppercut on the inside by Cro Cop.
Nice elbow coming across. This is where you see Roy's breaking off. He needs to now establish, go back to pushing Cro Cop backwards.
That's good. Keep him up.
Cro Cop and Nelson jockeying for position along the fence. Cro Cop turning the tables, slashing elbow strike across the face of Nelson. Minute left in the opening round. Nelson just misses with a right uppercut. Mirko Cro Cop misses with a left uppercut on the inside.
Mirko's getting that distance when he's getting inside. He's the one that's landing the better shots.
There's a liver kick by Cro Cop.
Roy dropping down, trying to get into the legs of Mirko.
Yeah.
Not an easy thing to do.
Especially after absorbing that left kick to the body. 30 seconds left in this first round.
Mirko should take that leg, bring it to the outside of Roy. There you go, outside of Roy's leg. That's going to help him with his balance point.
Cro Cop again lands a left uppercut on the inside. We're headed to round number 2.
Turn, gentlemen. Bring it up.
Bell and round at number 2. How did you score the first round on your unofficial scorecard?
You know, it's an interesting round, and Roy was the one that dictated the pace and location of the fight, but it was Mirko that landed the bigger strikes, and I give that 10-9 to Mirko based upon who landed the biggest strikes.
Nelson coming forward with a wild right hand. Wide looping right. Cro Cop, you know, he's got that left kick in his chamber. They're fainting with it.
And what you're seeing is there's a little bit of a dichotomy going here because Roy is not coming forward as much. But he's got Mirko moving towards his right hand, which is a good thing for Roy.
Cro Cop backs Nelson into the cage. Nelson pummeling. Cro Cop trying to create some separation. Drives a left knee up the middle. Left uppercut to the inside. And there's an elbow strike over the top by Cro Cop.
Beautifully thrown elbow,
An elbow by Nelson.
Right now, when it gets into this phone booth fighting range that you're seeing, Cro Cop is the one that's landing the heavier strikes.
Nasty knee and a nasty left up. Another left uppercut by Cro Cop.
Well, he's got to move. He cannot take that type of shot.
Nice defense here exhibited by Cro Cop. Nelson trying to change levels, trying to find a way to bring Cro Cop down because Cro Cop is letting Nelson know he still has some power, but Nelson also letting Cro Cop know I can still take a shot.
Oh, there's no doubt Roy Nelson can take a shot. He is a tough man, and he's got a granite for a chin.
Oh, there's a body kick by Nelson.
Nice stop by Roy Nelson with the kick. He's trying to back Cro Cop up still, but it's starting to slow down, and that could be a problem for him.
Left kick by Cro Cop to the body. Inside, low kick to the lead leg by Cro Cop. There's that patented head kick blocked by Nelson. Straight left hand down the middle by Cro Cop.
And a good job by Roy Nelson when he blocked that. He brought both hands over to take the power off that kick.
Ooh, left hand by Cro Cop gets Nelson's attention. Just past the midpoint of the round in the fight.
When you're Mirko Cro Cop and you're hitting a guy with that much power and he just keeps walking forward, you got to What is in this guy's chin?
Cro Cop stuffing another takedown attempt by Nelson.
Roy needs to be careful of the knees in here.
Final 2 minutes of the second round. Cro Cop, left uppercut. That's been one of his most effective punches of the fight. Back fist there by Nelson on the exit. Nelson again looking for the takedown, and then connects with Cro Cop. And remember again, another legendary fight in Pride when Kevin Rattleman faked the takedown, landed that left hook upstairs, led to the upset victory over Cro Cop in the 2004 Pride Heavyweight Grand Prix, and now Nelson finding some success with his striking.
I can tell you that strike, that got Mirko's attention. That's why he was backing off. Roy hurt him with it. Just can he take advantage of it?
Inside kick by Cro Cop. Nelson, this is with that kick, and again, Nelson trying for the takedown, securing the left leg. Cro Cop has 5 submission wins, including a guillotine choke victory.
Roy needs to be careful. His head is in position for that guillotine, but Mirko's not even thinking about it. He's thinking about just defending against the takedown.
Under a minute left in the second round, and Cro Cop backs Nelson back into the fence. And Cro Cop looking to create separation, but Nelson beats him to the punch with a knee, but another left uppercut on the inside by Cro Cop.
And you're looking, what are the shots that are landing with the most power? That uppercut is finding its mark over and over again.
Half a minute left in the round. Nelson has that single collar tie, but then just allows the break, and Cro Cop inside low kick to the lead leg, lead left hand. Oh, but there's a right uppercut on the inside.
Missed.
That grazed the chin of Cro Cop. Oh, a body shot by Nelson. Left kick by Cro Cop. Mirko Cro Cop in the red gloves, Roy Nelson in the blue gloves. Nelson won their first meeting in 2011. And how do you have it going into the third round on your unofficial scorecard?
Right now I got Mirko up in this fight, but this is the round that Roy Nelson ended when they did first fight back in 2011. It was round 3. We'll see if he can do the same.
Cro Cop continues to attack Nelson's lead leg as they come together. Nelson launches a right uppercut. Inside, low kick again by Cro Cop. Now he's along the fence. Nelson looking for the takedown. Well read by Cro Cop. Short right uppercut on the inside. Another one by Nelson.
That second one landed with a lot more power. That was a good shot by Roy.
Cro Cop breathing through his mouth, his open mouth, and again, both guys in their 40s here, looking for their respective last stands in mixed martial arts. Nelson trying to snap a 2-fight losing streak. Mirko Cro Cop wants to be victorious in his Bellator MMA debut. A minute and a half gone here in the final frame.
Well, you see Roy is still going with that game plan, and he's trying to drive Mirko back, get into the fence, going for the takedown. He just hasn't been successful with that takedown.
Cro Cop stuffs it yet again.
And now, when you got Cro Cop being sweaty, Roy being tired, it's going to be a lot harder to get that takedown unless he hurts him with the hands.
Double left, and then Nelson misses with the long distance right uppercut, and again just trying to take Cro Cop down, but Cro Cop, great defense with the underhook.
Digs that underhook, now keeps Roy at a distance, can't get his hands together on anything. This is a good position right now that Mirko Cro Cop is in.
Watch it over there! Watch it over there!
See Mirko trying to shake those arms out. They're getting heavy, and they're getting heavy from what Roy Nelson is doing in those shots, and he's digging those underhooks and holding that weight. Lactic acid starting to build up.
Midway through the final round. Cro Cop moving to his left. Nelson using some punches to try to, again, he closes the distance but unable to secure the takedown.
Yeah, and that just goes to the athlete that Mirko Cro Cop is and how good he has gotten with his defensive wrestling. He is not an easy man to take to the ground.
Cro Cop told us that his biggest career achievements were winning belts in K1, kickboxing, and in Pride Fighting Championships.
Watch your heads, Joe. Watch your
Clash of the
heads.
heads right there.
Cro Cop stumbling forward.
Wow, that was Roy Nelson trying to snap him down. That was a smart move by Roy. Almost worked.
And it still made Cro Cop stumble forward, but it didn't work because we got a minute and a half left in this fight. Cro Cop continues to move to his left. Nelson standing in front of him, double jab, but then Cro Cop comes back with a jab. That's a wild looping left hand by Cro Cop.
Yeah, you can see Cro Cop is tired, and it's from all of that stopping of what Roy Nelson is bringing pressure, and he's using a lot of strength to stop what Roy's doing.
And yet he continues to stop Roy Nelson's takedown attempts until that one. So Mirko Cro Cop forced to work from his back in the final minute of the fight.
Final minute, this is the problem. Roy's tired. He finally gets him where he wants to have him. Can he do something from this position with very little time left?
Seconds left in this heavyweight rematch between Mirko Cro Cop and Roy Nelson. Nelson with the wide base, Cro Cop with open guard. And in our second heavyweight rematch of the night, we are once again going to the judges' scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go to your three judges at cage side. Your first judge, Sal D'Amato, scores it 30-27, while judges Dave Peabody and Dave Torelli both see the fight exactly the same, 29-28. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Mirko Cro Cop.
Time for the main event, another opening round contest in the welterweight World Grand Prix, the biggest grudge match in Bellator MMA history.
Obviously undefeated with Michael Page, but that's a ton of experience with Paul Daley. It is that height. It can cause problems because he's long and he uses it.
The bell in round one, Michael Venom Page undefeated in the red gloves, Paul Semtex Daley in the blue gloves. John Daley did work with members of the National Karate Squad trying to get a feel of the techniques, the type of point fighting, as he calls it, that he could see. But again, MMA, a completely different animal. And Michael Page will tell you everything in the cage is a tell.
Everything is a tell in the cage, and it's right now what you're seeing out of Paul Daley is, look, he's trying to say, look, I'm not going to fall into your traps. I'm not going to fall into your game. I am going to make you actually come to me, because the guys that start to fall into the traps that Michael Page sets are guys that come forward and become aggressive. And you can see that Paul Daley is trying to take his time. He's trying to keep his composure, and that is a big part of this fight.
Daley owns a lethal left hook.
That's where I'm saying, look, Paul Daley doesn't need to win the minutes of this fight. It doesn't matter if he loses the first 4 rounds. He has the ability with his power to end this fight on one shot.
The winner of this fight will face former 2-time Bellator welterweight champion Douglas Lima in the semifinals. The other side of the bracket, Bellator welterweight champion Rory McDonald defending his title in the opening round of the tournament against John Fitch. The winner will face Neiman Gracie in the other semifinals.
You take a look at it. If you're sitting in Neiman Gracie's position, you're going, it doesn't matter. My next fight is a title fight. Whoever wins between Rory or John, he gets a shot at that title. That's a nice place to be.
What do you look for early in this fight, John? As we can see, Michael Page owning the center of the cage. Daley just looking for an opening, but what are you looking for?
Well, this is actually what I thought we would see if Paul Daley did not get frustrated, did not lose his composure, and just took his time and said, you know what, I'm not going to play your game. That is a hard thing to do, because when you become used to doing something, it's hard to get yourself out of it. Paul he's running on the outside. He's just trying to compose, trying to actually frustrate Venom Page. Is he going to be able to do it?
Two striking machines, but a clash of striking styles, and Page now switching stances. Page would love to snake charm, as they say, Paul Daley, the man known as MVP and Venom.
You know, one of the things we talked about, are we going to see a takedown? Do you think that possibly Paul Daley will try a takedown on Page? I can tell you, I've been in there with Page when he's won by submission. His ground game is a lot better than people understand or give him credit for.
3 of his 13 victories have come via submission.
And about right now, somewhere in here, your referee should come in and start saying, hey, I need you to start fighting.
Is that what they're supposed to do tonight, John?
Well, that is exactly what they're supposed to be in here doing.
A minute and a half left in the first round.
And I talked about Paul doesn't have to win the rounds, but if you don't throw any punches and you throw no kicks, I guarantee you're not going to win any.
So it goes for Michael Venom Page.
Well, at least Page has thrown a couple of kicks that have touched.
A minute left in the first round. The crowd here at Mohegan Sun sold out, already restless. They want to see contact. They want to see the fireworks that were promised.
And again, if Page comes into your wheelhouse, he comes into that range. If you're Paul, you have to start to counter those shots to make him have to slow down what he's going to do.
Jab from Page. Daley on his bicycle trying to avoid Page, but going left to right now. Stutter steps forward, but doesn't throw anything. There's a leg kick by Page. An uneventful opening 5 minutes here in this welterweight Grand Prix, but Page. Bell in round 2. Big John, you own the unofficial scorecard. How do you have it after the first 5 minutes?
You can't win a round if you don't throw a punch. That one goes 10-9 to Michael Venom Page.
Page busy feinting to begin the second stanza. Daley backing up along the fence, moving to his right. Has that right hand cocked. And Page up, doing what Michael Venom Page does. Page utilizing the reach advantage there, blinding Daley momentarily with the jab, but just a single shot. And Daley yet to uncork anything of significance. Oh! Kick to the face by Page!
But this is what Michael Page is so good at doing, a la Conor McGregor. It's the control of the distance, the ability to stay in front of your opponent, and when your opponent comes forward, you're out of there. They can't get to you, but you can decide when you want to come in and be offensive and explode.
Page saying that movement and speed are his top attributes, followed by his accuracy, agility, striking, and confidence. But above all else, he says it's all about showmanship.
Well, there's the aggression that we thought we would end up seeing if The fight got to the point where Paul would get frustrated. He would start to be aggressive. He was. And we said, is he going to try for a takedown? And you could see Paul Daley, the guy that says people should stand and fight, he's actually working towards a takedown on Michael Page.
He made that loud and clear in the fight against Fish when he was doing his own running commentary. 3 minutes left here in the second. Daley looking for that takedown. Page defending it thus far.
And you can look at the build of Michael Page. The one thing I will tell you, he looks thin, but he's got a lot of leverage strength. He is hard to move when he clamps down on the arch. When he gets the underhook, he's a very strong man.
Page pummeling for that underhook, has it, over under. Daley, and now Page looking for separation, gets it.
At least we're seeing Paul Daley not sticking to that fence, so he's starting to move out of the game plan that he had decided he was going to go with. He's now coming towards the middle of this cage, and hopefully we're going to start to see a little bit more of the exchange between Paul Daley and Michael Page.
And again, Daley looks for the takedown, gets it, even though it was a long-range shot.
You know, we saw when Michael Venom Page fought Cyborg Santos, Santos being a black belt in jiu-jitsu, he did get Page to the ground, but he was unable to do anything with him. He was unable to do any damage there, and he almost got put in a knee bar by Michael Page.
Now, Daley has had 2 opponents tap out due to strikes, but has not recorded a submission of any other variety.
Well, he's not a submission fighter, and it's funny that if he's fighting a wrestler, it's not right that the wrestler takes him down, but now that he's fighting Venom Page, I think I'm going to employ that wrestling stuff.
Body shot by Daley, goes upstairs with a short right hand, has control of both of Page's legs.
You know, and a lot of people are not going to like, they're going to say, you know, oh, I don't like this, it's slow. This is actually a smart game plan by Paul Daley. Let me get you to the ground. Let me try to wear you down. Let me try to hit you with shots that slow you down. And then when we get to the stand-up, I'm going to put you out.
Slashing elbow strike by Daley. Final 45 seconds of the second round, scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds in this opening round of the Welterweight World Grand Prix.
And what you're seeing with what Paul's doing, he's pinching those legs together. That's a great job. Michael needs to get his leg out, get that knee to the ground, and start to swing his body up, utilizing the fence as a pressure point to get him back up.
Daley continues to keep Michael Page on the ground, and all Page is trying to do is neutralize Daley, maybe hope that the referee will stand them up, but final 10 seconds of the round, and now they're up, and Daley with the striking exchange. Page off balance, and Daley more aggressive here at the end of round 2. Round 3. Michael Venom Page in the red gloves, Paul Semtex Daley in the blue gloves, and there was a close shave.
Boy, he almost hit him with that hook kick. Nice right hand
cross
long
there by Page. Page sticks the jab, but Daley continues to come forward, and then Page feinting with that knee attack.
And this is what we're talking about. How long could Paul Daley stay in that position of not attacking? He's an attack style fighter. That's what he does. And he's coming back into being exactly who Paul Daley is.
Page showing Daley different looks in terms of a potential attack, but nothing coming to fruition except for the jab. Page trying to bait Daley in. Looking for that counter, instead leads with a right hand that scores for Page.
That was a beautiful straight right hand, right down the pipe, landing exactly where he wanted it to be.
Daley taking small steps forward, but not throwing a punch until he just threw the right hand that missed.
And that missed, and that's what I'm talking about, that control of the distance, the ability to move his body. Right when his opponent goes to attack, he's out.
Daley looking for another takedown attempt. This one stuffed by Page, but Daley tenacious.
Nice knee inside by Daley. He's not going to get a takedown by having an underhook and that one-arm control. But at least if you're in that position, start doing exactly what he's doing. Start to soften him up with those knees inside. Good job of use of the leg to free that hand that
now
Page was controlling.
Page has Daley along the fence, would like to create some separation and perhaps deliver some knees. Now has the underhook. Oh, Daley with a takedown again. Paul Daley flipping the script. What do you make of Michael Page in this round?
Right now, Michael Page, even though we have the takedown, he's winning the round. He's landed the better shots in this round, and we'll see what happens from here. If Paul Daley can open up and land big strikes or put Venom Page in a submission possibility, he can take the round. But by grappling on top, that doesn't mean you're winning. Sitting against the cage, Michael needs to start to swing his leg through to get himself back to a standing position, and he's not doing that. He's allowing Paul Daley to control the position, and that's not going to work for him.
Under a minute remaining in the third round. Finally, Page, well, it looked like he was trying to post, and smart veteran move there by Daley, hand grappling, controlling the right hand momentarily. But Daley just on top of Page.
That's what I want to see from Paul Daley.
Another left hand by Paul Daley.
Left hand.
Daley opening up on Page. 30 seconds left here in the third round.
Separation is going to give him the ability to create energy, which is going to put power on those shots.
Another left hand by Daley. Page back to his feet. Some separation here, but he got put up by Daley, but a better round for Paul Semtex Daley here as we go to round number 4.
Stop!
The bell in round number 4 scheduled for 5. Opening round of the Welterweight World Grand Prix. Lead right hand lands from Page. Page needs to, well, we need a definite uptick in the offense from both fighters.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, I've been very impressed with Paul Daley and what he's done. This is not the normal Paul Daley we get, but this is a smart Paul Daley, and I like what I'm seeing out of him. He's utilizing all the tools that are available to him for MMA.
Page landing a right hand to the body, but just single shots. Overhand right lands for Page. And now Daley again looking for the takedown. Sprawl by Page.
Yeah, well, Daley's looking for the takedown now more because he got hurt by that shot. He may get it, and that's going to help him recover, but he got stung.
So the smart game plan by Paul Daley continues to reap dividends as he again secures a takedown on Page. Maybe not the offensive fireworks display that we anticipated, but hey, the most important thing is that you get the win, right, John?
Well, that is part of, look at, there's $1 million prize at the end of the rainbow
with
here.
a welterweight title.
I do not blame, and I actually like what I'm seeing out of Paul Daley. This is the smartest fight I've ever seen Paul Daley fight. He's always an aggressive fighter. He's always coming to knock people out. And he decided in this fight, you know what? I need to use those other tools, and that's what he's trying to do.
What about a sense of urgency? And I know he's in the bottom position here, but Michael Page here now. I mean, it's 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the 4th round. How does he turn the tables?
Well, right now you're seeing Michael Page with a closed guard. That's telling you he's actually holding on to Paul Daley, keeping him there. He needs to open that guard. He needs to start to either decide, I'm going to go after triangles, I'm going to go after some submissions, or I am going to get myself back up, put those feet on hips, start to get some separation, and get back to what is your game, and that is the stand-up.
Page's 3 submission wins have come via armbar, rear naked choke, and Achilles lock.
You see Michael Page trying to control wrist. That could be that he's going to try for a triangle right now, trying to drive that hand through. But right now, in that closed guard, that is not going to be any way for him to win this fight.
Let's go, guys.
Start to bring that leg up, and you see Paul Daley backing out because of it.
And Daley again looks for another takedown, and a kick from Page under 2 minutes left in the 4th frame. Well, Paul Daley having done a great job of negating the unorthodox offense of Page. Just on the shoulder, Page lands a knee, and another knee.
Page needs to separate. He got hurt off of that knee, Morrow.
So spoke too soon. Daley had done a good job of negating the unorthodox offense, and then Page springs a knee. Under 90 seconds left in the 4th round.
Now you see Venom trying to bring Page down. Now he's in the top position. What does he do from here? We've seen him in the past. He opens up with big elbows. He has the ability to do the same right now.
Under a minute left in the 4th round. Michael Venom Page has dominant position on Daley. Plants a couple of left hands to Daley's face. Short hammer fist by Page. Daley trying desperately to scramble. Being pinned to the canvas here by Michael Venom Page. And we are now in the final 30 seconds of the round.
Paul's trying to control that hand. You see Page using his shoulder to create pressure to drive him back towards the fence. You look at the shots that have landed in this round, there's a big difference, and that's going to give the round to Venom Page.
5th and final round of this opening round matchup of the Welterweight World Grand Prix is coming up. The bell, the 5th and final round for a spot in the semifinals of the Welterweight World Grand Prix. Michael Venom Page in the red gloves, Paul Daley in the blue gloves. And here we have an offensive start, but again, Daley with the takedown, the story of the fight.
Nice reversal of that position because Venom Page was getting Daley down. He kept that underhook and whipped him over. Nice takedown for Paul Daley.
Watch it run.
Daley dropping the left hand that misses, and now Page going to try to control Daley's hands from the open guard. Already a minute elapsed here in the 5th and final round.
Getting those legs high on him, getting up into the triangle position. You see him starting to work at Paul, bringing it back down. Good work by Paul Daley to reverse what Venom Page was trying to do with those legs. Paul has had a very hard time with the wrist control that Venom Page, which is telling you the size of Page's hands, he's able to wrap around those wrists, and it's very hard for Paul Daley to break free of that.
Hammer fist from Daley. Misses with the right, connects with the left, and Michael Page, though, no real explosive attempt to get away from the cage, get back on his feet.
No, and he needs to look for a moment that he says, you know, now's my time. I'm going to get, you see his feet starting to move towards that cage. That's telling you he's looking towards getting up. That bottom leg, you're seeing, look at Daley's arm. He's going to reach towards that leg as he starts to stand up to keep him off. Look at that backhand on the ankle, but Page gets himself up to a standing position.
2.5 minutes left in the fight.
Crossing your legs here, that's not going to be good for Venom Page. He needs to keep those legs splayed out, control those wrists, start to move himself off the fence.
Page was controlling Daley's left hand. Daley looking for that high crotch, looking to take Page down again. And now Page looking to get Daley's back, and Page has that rear naked choke.
Went right through. Was he ability to make this work? He's got
Under 2
1
minutes left in the fight, and no. Page with a attempt at a rear naked choke.
This is the same position Paul Daley ended up with John Fitch and could not get away. Let's see if he can get away from Venom Page right now.
Time continues to tick away. 1:40 left in the fight. A huge opportunity here for Michael Page to make hay, as they say it again. Looking for that rear naked choke, needs to get his hooks in. Daley, meanwhile, gets up to his feet.
He's got the one hook. He needs to be very careful of getting too high since he's slippery from all that sweat.
Daley has been submitted 6 times in his career, 3 times via rear naked choke.
You can see Paul Daley's got that leg post. He's looking towards getting up.
Elbows delivered by Michael Page. Under 1 minute left in the fight.
Venom Page is trying to look. He's looking, waiting to get that second hook in there. He just lost his other hook. This is the time for Daley to stand up.
And he does just that. Page has him pinned along the fence.
2 strikers come all the way from England, and we have a huge grappling match for almost 5 rounds.
Is there still time for an offensive outburst? The best of enemies in this opening round of the welterweight world Grand Prix. Page on top of Daley, but Page has to rain down the fury of Hades here. 10 seconds left. And we are going to the judges' scorecards to determine who goes to the semifinals in the welterweight world Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side. All 3 judges, Sal D'Amato, Brian Miner, Erick Colon. All 3 judged exactly the same, 48-47 for the winner by unanimous decision. Now advancing in the welterweight world Grand Prix, MVP Mirko Filipović MORE.